I think. Yes, it's live.
We're live.
Yeah, we're live.
What's your intro?
Hello, people.
That's that's okay.
I'm going to be coloring this Night Star by Jay Robinson. Don't know his last name. Or I think Jay Robinson. It is Jason Robinson. He did it as a commission for Pope Fire.
Oh,
So,
okay, okay.
and she asked me to color it, so I'm gonna color it.
And all of your services are free.
Yeah,
Okay, well that's
for
good.
now.
I just received one of my drawing books in the mail today, and I thought of you when I saw it because it's about painting fantasy, um, and it looks a
Painting,
lot. Paint. I'm sorry. What?
painting fantasy women.
Not no, no, not fantasy women. Fantasy in general, like ogres and goblins and creatures,
Mm.
and it looks a lot like the art that's in your comic book.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. It's shipped all the way from Hobbitland, New Zealand.
Uh,
Yeah.
you still got something out of there?
Well, it wasn't a manifesto, so that's on hold right now.
Yeah. Speaking of bad things, I just found out that people have been saying that my book is whatchamacallit, plagiarized.
What do you wait? I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah, there's a rumor that my book is plagiarized.
From who?
I don't know, someone just like found stuff and they've been saying it's plagiarized.
Does it look like it's been plagiarized? Because that would be more of an issue with your artist, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that was my initial thing, but what they did is they found a thing called the Veil War, and it has goblins in it, and they just
Mm-hmm.
assumed. So that's what happened. And I looked at it, I'm like, oh, well, that's an amazing coincidence. But it's like, guys, can't you just come to me and ask?
Who is it?
I don't know. I've probably been just floating around War Campaign. I don't know who actually started it or found it or whatever.
Hmm.
But some people thought it was from the writer of the book.
Am I
But
gonna be in trouble being affiliated with you from War Campaign?
I don't know. I don't even know what's up with them. But
Huh?
they're dissolving at the moment, so
What?
yeah, they're dissolving.
No, they're not. Sorry, my fan just kicked in. I gotta turn that off. We were back.
I can't hear it, so that's fine.
All right. Oh, it is Tuesday. I cannot hang around that long. Um, but I will stay for probably another 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's gonna take several hours. So
Yeah, hold on. I gotta check out what you're working on here. Share your screen. Oh, are you using a different software for streaming?
what? My screen isn't showing?
No.
God damn it! Should be shown.
No, your screen is not showing.
Howdy, fellas.
Hello.
Hey, James, how's it going?
Good, guys.
Okay,
Good.
I have to go and find the dang thing. I gotta blank it out real quick.
I feel like I know who you are, James. I'm just not sure.
James Dean. I have a book called Conflict that I was doing through Comicsgate.
That's right. That's right. How's it going?
Actually doing pretty good. I'm actually down to the pages that are included with people who were like high tier backers that wanted to appear in the book.
Oh, that's always
So,
fun.
Cool.
yeah. So I saved those towards the end to make sure that I hadn't skipped any or missed out on any or whatever, but also to get information from the people, because a lot of people are, kind of secretive, and to some degree you don't know what they're doing. Like, are they doing that just to back a big tier? Are they because they're like, you know what, it's Comicsgate, I'll throw some money at it, good for you guys? Or are they going, are they going like, yeah, I really want to be in the book? And I think that I've seen a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there are people that back to big just because they can, and they don't, they don't even really care. They're just like, I want to support Comicsgate books, or I want to support books that are not stuck in that mindset of, I'm going to tell you how you have to do your corporate book style, blah blah blah, to put it on the shelf. And I think that's actually pretty healthy. I mean, to be honest, we're probably our own worst enemies or our own best friends, because we are the creative types.
That's right. So how many of those tiers did you put open for people to be in your book?
Oh, there's I think I have like 19 of them.
Oh, geez.
19 people, like 19 backers that were in that. And so
so do you
the same people actually more than once though. So
do you leave those like that? Do you leave the backgrounds open in your comic book for that?
Yeah, what I was doing was I was writing it around the idea of where to put them, and then I was pretty smart about it. I talked to a writer ahead of time after looking at my own writing and feeling like I wasn't. Yeah, really what I was doing was I was writing it around the idea of where to put them, just right at just over $1,000. I actually didn't sit down with me, rewrite the story for a smaller section. And what we did is we made a section of the story so that it would read better, so that people would want to go to the next story and the next story. Because he was like, dude, you're just trying to include too much, and it's convoluted. And what you have is a really cool idea, but you're trying to make a whole bunch of cakes instead of just baking one for Tuesday and one for Wednesday and one for, and the way that he broke it down was really cool. So, but because he's a pro writer, and he's frankly a total fucking SJW, like self-admitted, and he's like, dude, I can't be in it. Like, I can't have my real name in it. I can't be, dude, like, so I actually lost a bunch of potential sales by not having the guy's name on it, I think.
Oh, no kidding.
Because of his friend. But I also probably saved some sales from other people who would have given me shit for working with somebody that they was like, oh, he's total SJW. Because I looked at it like, I just want a good balance of the characters. And I think some characters really should be written from a different perspective than what you're even capable of writing. Because as a writer, even somebody like Chuck Dixon, who's amazing, I mean, there's going to be maybe 1 out of 10,000 writers that can do what he does, where he can write kind of everybody. There's so few people that can really write from numerous standpoints. So I brought in a guy that totally disagrees with me on a lot of shit. And it worked out really in my favor, because he then immediately saw, I was like, oh, wow, you CG guys actually pay on time.
Oh, yeah.
Pay better. He got paid better from me, like right out of the gate, I think, than he'd ever been paid off of such a short amount of time that he spent writing. Yeah. Because normally to make that kind of money in writing, he would have had to spend a lot more time. And it just wasn't like that. And that was really refreshing for him, because it also allowed him to go like, oh, I see this from a different perspective, because he knows Mark Waid. And so for him, it's just like such a touchy subject. And I'm just like, bro, I'm in CG because of Mark Waid. So fuck Mark Waid. And then I'm saying it here. I don't know if this thing is even live or something, and I don't really care.
Yeah.
No, fuck Mark Waid.
Because it's just another name for do business.
By the way, can you see my screen now or no?
No, I can't see anybody's screen. You don't tell people how they can be in business. You don't get to tell them if they can publish next to you. Just because you don't like them as people, like, dude, if I don't like Mark Waid, it doesn't mean that I get to tell Mark Waid he can't publish. That's ridiculous. I don't care who you vote for. I don't care if you say things about me or about my friends and you call me a fat white douchebag. I am a fat white douchebag. It's reality. Somebody's gonna not like me. That's life. And
well, the metaphor is to see whose rocket can make it to space.
Right. Like, if you just can't go. Oh, the worst part is, and this is where my man wall hit a wall where I was like, okay, dude, you can't then challenge the guy, some YouTuber that you don't like.
Right, you can't cut off his legs and challenge him to a race.
No, he literally challenged him. He's like, well, put it on the shelves. We'll see how it does on the shelves. And then went out of his way to make sure it wouldn't get on the shelves. Yeah. You don't do that. Like, what kind of bitch move is that? That's not real world shit right there. That's stupid. And I just don't operate that way. I don't understand why anybody would. And anybody going like, oh, CG is racist or this. I'm like, dude, seriously? There are racists everywhere. So to say that it's not is a lie. To say that it is also a lie, because it's everywhere. people are horrible to each other, and they don't need to be. They can actually act pretty good to each other. They don't need to like just go on YouTube and yell at each other. They don't need to call each other names. But it's like we see this stuff over and over and over happening, and yet we don't see somebody just kind of going, hey, time out. Don't they still have the right to be a jerk? I'm like, I'm not a fan of Mark Waid, of how he acts, but the guy's an amazing writer, and I've read stuff that he's written that I thought was just incredible when I grew up. I grew up reading Mark Waid Flash. I thought it was incredible. The guy was brilliant. And
I think the last thing of his I read was Kingdom Come.
Oh, yeah. People read Kingdom Come and they lost their minds, but I was kind of already a fan. And it's like, when you see this stuff, more than anything, it's like, it's kind of shocking and saddening because you see a part of your heart kind of ripped out. You're like, why would anyone treat other people this way? And if you don't like, Richard C. Meyer, if that's your big problem with him, don't buy his stuff. Don't watch his YouTube. Tell other people, I don't really like that guy. Maybe find something else because, man, I'm not a fan of it. You probably won't like it either. But why would you go out of your way to keep somebody else off a shelf when that's just paying their bills? Maybe if they were nicer people, they'd be nicer to your friends too. Maybe part of your problem with them is that you don't like that the way that they act is not how you would act, but you're friggin' rich. And it's like, you don't even understand the rest of us, how we're suffering. Like, that dude is like literally making videos in his car.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times have we seen a Richard C. Meyer video from YouTube where he was like in a basement or a bedroom or a car? There's no production value there. It's a guy with an iPhone going, hey, I have a problem with this because. To me, that's about as honest and real as we're ever going to get. And YouTube is a really cool platform because it allows you to be very honest, even if you say things I don't like. But it's when you see somebody that's like loaded, this like literally just like hilariously well paid to do a job because they earned it and they got there and they made their sales and they did a good job, then go, well, now I have the platform, so I'm going to use it to shit on anyone at any time. That's not actually how the world works. That's just how money works. You take away the money and you drop that same dude in the middle of a desert next to Richard, one of those guys is going to walk out of there just fine because he's had to, be a soldier in the desert. The other one is going to be like me, where I have no business getting dropped off in a desert. I'm going to die. We forget that, like, we are talking about real people as if they don't actually have experiences and stuff that have nothing to do with the fact that they're not quote unquote famous or well known. That's ridiculous. So I came into Comicsgate and I just said, you know what? I see what they're doing, Richard, and I just don't like that they're willing to do that to some indie guy they don't like, that they could just shut off. They could easily turn it off or even go, dude, congratulations. You're welcome to your opinion. Good luck. I disagree, but good luck. And just walk away. Take Scott Snyder, for example. Scott Snyder can do that. Turn around and write good books. Even if I'm not like a fan of what he does with them, they're still good. He's still an amazing writer. I just may not like the direction that he goes with them. But he's very encouraging to other people. He doesn't actually act that way to people. And when you see somebody like that, you just go, I don't actually have to agree with that guy politically to still respect the guy as a business guy. And as a fan, going, the guy's going to write some pretty great stuff. I mean, you see Mark Waid act that way. You're just like, dude, you're a child. Why are you doing that? Like, why would a kid act that way without getting in trouble? You think you're going to do it? You're a grown-up, man.
It's almost like a cry of desperation.
Exactly. It's exactly what it is. And I think some of that comes from frustration too, because those guys are in a situation where, and you look at Ethan, I mean, Ethan has actually made it pretty clear, like, hey dude, I made like 18, 19 grand per comic when I was drawing a comic book. That's an insane amount of money for a comic book for the average person. Yeah. And he's going, and I'm still kind of, like just making it. I'm like, what are you talking about? That's a lot of money. But the way that he draws is super detailed. It is time consuming. It might take him several months to get something done.
Yeah, it takes like 2-3 months to make for him.
Well, then 18 grand suddenly becomes a lot less money real fast, especially when you're living on the East Coast with a family.
Oh, yeah.
So when he's going, hey, I'm at the upper echelon of this, and I'm still not making it well like I want to, you gotta wonder, like, how many of those other people that are like that were really up there are going, oh crap, I'm seeing all this dwindle. And this is all I know. This is who I am. This is why I'm famous. I'm famous within this small circle, and the circle is closing. That's got to be terrifying. I mean, it's got to be frustrating, and I'm sure those guys do see a lot of stress that I kind of sometimes I forget. Like, dude, those are people too, and they freak out. But me, I just go, I'm going to keep creating. I'm going to make comics because it's fun to me. and I'm not going to do it somebody else's way. Somebody's going to tell me they don't like conflict. Somebody else is going to be like, dude, conflict was badass. And either way, neither one of them are right or wrong. They're just people with opinions that were willing to share them, and I think they should have the right to do that. And when some YouTuber goes online and blasts conflict, oh, I didn't like it, blah, 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 I'm not going to care. Like, wow, they actually talked about my book. And I think that's what these guys are forgetting. It's like, you're getting free press. Every time Richard C. Meyer would talk about a book he didn't like, other people would still go out and buy it.
Yeah.
And he was only talking about a book he didn't like that he bought with his money, making him an actual consumer of comics. And when you attack them, you're not attacking critics. Critics are like, movie critics. They go to the thing for free. They're being given a pass to go see this film and criticize the film. And yeah, they hope for a glaring review, but it didn't cost them anything. Press junkets are extremely expensive. And we don't do that with comics because we don't have any money. That's the thing that people forget. There's not that many fans. And I can put it in perspective. When I do logo design and stuff for people, because I'm a graphic designer and logo designer, you're actually seeing what is my new office. It's just a small section of my new office. I am just a guy doing a logo. I don't matter. But some of those companies I do logos for are billion-dollar companies. The comic book business is only a billion-dollar business entirely in comic books.
Yeah.
That's crazy. The entire industry is the size of half of a company. I've done a logo for 2 or 3 times last year. I did one for.
Well, at least the paper comics is a small industry, but I mean, like Marvel Entertainment, that's a big one. But
so, how did you guys get into this, and what are you guys going to try to do with it your way?
What are we trying to do with Comicsgate?
Yeah, or just comics in general. Yeah.
Oh, I'm a comic book creator. I've been a part of Comicsgate for almost 2 years now, and wow. I'm just here to make comics. I'm tired of, like everyone else, just tired of the nonsense. The SJW group, but I haven't really ran into a lot of conflict just because I stay away from it.
Yeah, I don't really see it. People don't really mess with me, and I don't really mess with them.
Like my dream growing up was to draw Spider-Man for Marvel. That's why I wanted to do this. What got me into illustrating. And as I got older and older and I saw the political climate change, I realized that was never going to happen with my political siding.
Yeah, I wanted to draw Batman, and I saw Batman become a character I didn't really recognize anymore, and I just don't have the heart for it now.
Yeah, it's just it kind of rips you at your core. I mean, they're just silly fictional characters, but like kind of like family,
But there are characters.
Yeah,
they're the ones that we grew up with, and that's what we knew. And to be honest, they're not even just our characters. I mean, those are characters that were probably different by the time we saw them, way different than they were. Probably way different than they were for our parents' generation, because Batman, Spider-Man, those guys were around, and we look at this stuff and we forget that like Superman was a war hero. I mean, the idea of him, I think these were young, kind of scared Jewish kids in New York that were just like, hey man, we got a kind of a hard road in front of us, and we're seeing literally the Jewish population in Germany being annihilated, and this is scary stuff. And there were supporters of that here. There were Nazis in New York. There were people. I mean, there were people.
They were everywhere.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I think that George Bush's grandfather was laundering money for the Nazis at a bank in New York in the 30s. It's like we forget this stuff is not new, and they just wanted to create something that was like a safe place for them. And they did their imaginations, and they did this amazing job. And I cannot stress enough how it bothers me when people forget that this was a legacy of people who were being imaginative against bullying. So when I see the bullying go on in the industry, I kind of scratch my head like, what happened to you?
Like they got a taste of that power and then they reversed it.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah, and people forget that, we fought against the Nazis, but the majority of people in America and across the Western world was actually pro-Nazi up until they started fucking with other people.
Yeah, well, what dragged us in obviously was Japan, you know,
Yeah.
attacking Pearl Harbor. But even that, it's like we instigated it a lot before it became the situation where that came to that. I mean, we're talking about a small island of people that literally sent guys over here to die. They just like they weren't coming back. It's like, yeah, you're doing this, you know, you're not coming back. And
How do you like having a glass drafting table?
it's a table. I grew up with nothing, so
Yeah.
to me, everything is nice.
No, I used to have one, and I
Nothing like
remember
used
it
to on
always
jelly
getting
sandwiches
cold.
because they're good. It doesn't bother me. I actually like that it gets cold because I'm overweight, so I'm like a heavy guy anyway, and I'm actually trying to lose weight right now. I've lost 6 pounds in the last week. I've changed the way that I'm eating and everything, but I don't mind surfaces and things like that. It can be a wood surface, it can be a glass surface. The only advantage of a glass surface is I can clean that bitch up and down and, you know, do whatever I want to do and have a nice smooth surface so there's nothing on it. The problem that I have with wood surfaces, which feel much more natural to me, is that you can indent in them if you get a little rough on stuff. You can indent with them if you bump them into something with your keys or this or that or something that's got a sharp object.
Right.
And then you can mess up your drawings while you're doing that. And
I used to have a drafting table that was like 150 years old, and one winter the moisture in my house got pretty dense and it warped the top of the table. Like,
yeah, I don't know if you guys know Eric Weathers. He's a letterer in comics in Comicsgate.
Yeah.
And he's also an artist and a creator, but I've known him as a creator and as a friend. He's a video editor for me. We live in the same town. And he got this really cool drafting table. And when I go over there, I look at that, I'm just like, yeah, I'm jealous. yeah, I'm jealous. I'm really jealous right now. It's really cool. So, and probably what's going to end up in this whole place is going to be everything like the nicer stuff. But we just brought in stuff that we already had because we're just starting the office, and we still got to get it painted anyway. So we don't really want to bring anything in too nice. So frankly, my kind of junk furniture stuff. These are low-end tables. This is still a $200 table, and
I just shipped one from Amazon. It was 120.
Same thing. I had a client who actually bought that one for me, who was just like, dude, I need to get a bunch of stuff done. I'm like, well, this is what I'll charge you. I'll charge you a table. And he just bought one. He's like, hey, what do you think of this? I'm like, all right, cool. Send me that one.
Yeah.
And that's what I charged him in exchange for the work. Like the laptop that I'm using, that I'm actually looking at you guys on right now, was a MacBook that a client who had a record label hit me up on, and he was like, hey, I need some graphics done last minute. I know that you're doing some stuff during the day for such and such with your big machine. What would it take for me to be able to get you to do stuff at night? And I'm like, well, I mean, I would literally need the other gear. And so he just bought the gear and then sent me a message. And like 30 minutes later, he was like literally sending me a text. But the guy's a millionaire. He didn't care. He didn't give a crap. He bought me a MacBook Pro and had it waiting at a Best Buy. And all I had to do was just go get the MacBook Pro. And I'm like, this is amazing, you know? And I've used it ever since. And almost to the point where like the thing is so old that I shouldn't be using it, but I love it. And it's just, I always loved the fact that that's how I got the thing, was just because I was able to do some graphics for somebody that they liked, and they were willing to buy me a machine for it. And I thought, man, I should use this machine till it dies, just out of respect.
By the way, if you want me to show anything, you have to tell me, because I'm not on Hangouts mode. It's through OBS, so it's just showing my screen.
Yeah, I only see you guys with I see the Draken. Is it Duraken? Duraken?
It's Dragon, but everyone.
You gotta change that Dragon.
Dragon?
Just spell it the right way.
I will not change it.
Dragon? And you actually pronounce it Dragon?
It's supposed to be Dragon, but yeah,
now I know.
Pronounce it
right. I don't know. Like, I don't. Dude, all you guys with your names, I'm not cool. I didn't think of one. I was just like, dude, I'm just gonna be me. And
don't encourage him. Don't encourage him. It's not cool. Okay, he's not from Middle Earth. He needs to change his name.
He's not from Middle Earth. That's awesome. You are actually not from Middle Earth. What was that? What's that line in the God, Grandma's Boy, where he's just like, how much are clothes in the Matrix?
Oh yeah,
that was a great line.
That's like one good movie. That's like one of the best movies.
Yeah, I think it's stuff like that that makes Comicsgate fun. When you can just talk like this to people on the streams, it's actually pretty great. I don't know what stream this is on. I don't know if it's live, if there are fans that are watching it, or anybody's watching it. I don't know, because I'm only seeing it from the back end of this thing right now. But I will just say, if anybody's watching or whatever, thank you for kind of letting me spiel on there for a minute. But I feel really lucky to be in Comicsgate. Conflict did well. I mean, it's almost at 10 grand. I think it's like
I'm actually looking at your project right now.
Oh wow. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, like 3 backers away from hitting 10 grand.
Yeah,
I
your
just think
goal
that's
was 10
amazing.
grand, wasn't it? It was exactly 10
No, my
grand?
goal was 5.
Oh. No, I mean
And
for your overall goal that you wanted to hit 10 grand afterwards.
well, my campaign was for 5 grand, and I hoped for 10. But I'm very realistic about this kind of stuff because I'm a new creator as far as people are concerned inside Comicsgate. They don't know me, and they don't know that behind the scenes I've done art for other people, but big deal. And I am a fan of 90s comics. I like, I grew up with that stuff, but for me, it was an escape. Like late 80s, early 90s, it was an escape for me in a bad situation. I was in a very abusive home, and I could walk 3 blocks away to a comic book shop, and I could work for them in the afternoons on trade, and they would give me comics, and I would, put away books and stuff for them and organize and whatnot, and everybody was happy. I was just this punk kid that I didn't have to be in a really ugly house all the time. And it made me love comics. I like drawing them, but just like him, I wanted to draw Batman. And up until recently, I just kind of realized it just shut off. I mean, it shut off inside, like the whole love for it, all of it just said, screw all that crap. I'll just write my own, I'll draw my own, and I can do it my way. And I don't have to complain. And it's actually got a positive effect too, because it goes, okay, it's always easy to be a critic. Thanks to YouTube and social media, it's super easy to be a critic. But it is hard to go out and see a comic book all the way through to get all those pages done, to write one that's it's a concise story where the characters, you feel like these are individuals, they all have their own voice, they all have their own opinions, and they all disagree about something. And most of them might agree about something else. Trying to do that is tricky. And then delivering and actually having to draw the whole thing and color and whatever, it's a lot of work. But the fans that paid me to do that have the expectation of getting a book. And I just want to give them the best book that I can do, even if I may not be Ethan.
Well, sorry guys. So has your campaign slowed down?
Well, no, I mean it did, because the campaign is over. So it's like in the store. But in the store, what was weird is like in the store, it sat there and made, like, my campaign ended at the beginning of the year, and the store kept going. I thought the store was set for 2 weeks. Like I literally went in and hit something that I thought was setting it for 2 weeks to turn off in 2 weeks. It didn't. It just kept going. And it just kept crawling and crawling. And
did you get variant covers?
No, I didn't want to do a bunch of variant covers, because I thought if the variant covers are there, they should all be included in the book itself. I didn't want to do that because it's also a graphic novel as opposed to a standard comic book.
Oh, it is. How many pages is it?
And I had a higher price point, so I wanted to include everything that anybody gave me. Like I got work done. The actual cover is actually that red, the red back cover that's done by Elliot Fernandez, who I'm a big fan of.
Oh yeah, the one with the black and red one. Yeah.
Dude, he's dope.
Yeah, he is cool.
Yeah, he's a monster. And I actually just got a cover from Ben Jones that will also be included. And so artwork from Ben Jones will be in there. And I hadn't told a lot of people, but I paid Matthew Weldon to do something for me as well. So Matthew Weldon will also have a cover piece in there. And so we have these, big pinups, and they're included in all of them. I don't really buy into the necessity of a bunch of different covers. Like I understand why people do it, but in my regard, I wanted to make sure that they liked what I was writing and what I was doing first.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'm selling them gimmicks without having any proof of ability. It's not like Ethan or Mike Miller or these guys that can actually go, hey, you can buy these other covers and they're awesome and everything inside is awesome. They don't know the first thing about me. I mean, those guys were doing like Injustice and Flash and stuff. I don't matter in comics. And I think it's super arrogant for indie new creators to act like we matter. It's like we're so lucky to even be able to talk to those guys. That never happened in the 90s. You couldn't talk to these guys. If you didn't see them at a con, it didn't happen. Like,
right.
There just was no connection to these pros. Like, I watch Sandra Hope. She does inking videos and stuff. And Sandra Hope is this awesome inker for DC. She's really, really good. And there's only a handful of inkers that I'm really into. But Jimmy Reyes, I think he might be in Texas. He's really killer. Sandra Hope, and let's see. I like Chris. Scott Williams. Scott Williams is a murderer. Like that guy's really, really good. Tim Townsend. There's not a lot of inkers that I like, and I can kind of name most of them.
Did you watch the fan speak where Art Tavera was on?
Art, art is
okay.
absolutely one of my
Guys,
favorites.
I gotta go.
Oh, sorry, man.
All right. It was nice talking to you, James.
Yeah, Joseph.
Sometime I'll have to get
Joseph,
you on my stream.
are you doing a book?
I'm putting out a book at the end of the year. So
Very cool.
I
Do
just
you want to talk about it real quick? Do
I want to what?
you want to mention it real quick?
Oh no, not yet. Not yet.
Well-
I'm trying to get everything ready before I start actually, pushing.
Good luck, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah, great talking to you guys.
Yeah, he did do my alternate cover though
Very cool.
on
That's-
the Veil War. Just put
oh,
it up
yeah.
today.
That was cool.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
No, very good.
thank you. All right. I'll talk to you guys later.
See you, Joseph.
All right, peace.
So, Dragon, what's up?
Nothing much. Just coloring this for Potefire. Hey, exec change only.
I don't get to see it.
Yeah.
Well, we're looking at right here. Tell you what, maybe I can turn on the video and mute myself here for a second, and you can just. Where's the video at on YouTube? What's it under?
Just a second. I have to reopen it. Cause my whatchamacallit, my computer's like struggling right now with that stuff. History. Let's see, where is it? Yeah, there's like 50 different things I'm trying to open at the same time.
Nice. Do you have a link to the video on YouTube right now, like, or on Twitter or something?
Yeah, I just put it in the chat.
Yeah. Okay.
Hold on. Or I can just do screen share here, and hopefully it doesn't overwhelm my computer. Sure.
I'm gonna mute me.
Just do. And let me turn that back on. Okay. It's back on. Yeah, this is by Jay Robinson. It
Dope.
was done for a commission by for Potefire. And she asked me to color it, so I was like, okay.
Cool.
As long as it's not too complex.
Man, I actually really like the flat color style anyway. Like the stuff that's like maybe a little less heavy in the detail. I saw one that was posted up yesterday on Twitter and it was awesome.
Yeah, I think I slightly over-render a bit, but that's just me learning.
That's how I used to do it, and I realized that it was just that. It's just me over rendering. Like I'm still such an amateur. A lot of this stuff I don't want to be, but I just try to work really hard and push really hard. Like you're actually catching me in the middle of a design day. So this morning I was doing a discount auto card for somebody, and this afternoon I'll do business cards for a corporation, and that does aeronautics and stuff. And it's like that's kind of an average day for me. Tomorrow I'll be doing graphics at a place that has like 9 retail locations or 7 retail locations for glasses. They're like the biggest Oakley and Ray-Ban dealer in the state.
You're from Michigan, right?
No, I'm in Wichita, Kansas.
Oh, I thought you were from Michigan.
No, Malin is.
Yeah,
Malin's in Detroit. Yeah, I've actually never been. I've been to Chicago a few times. Never been to Michigan. Played the Chicago House of Blues on a rock band once. That was fun.
Yeah, I remember that you were in it. You were in a rock band. How was that?
Expensive. To be honest, bands don't make a lot of money. I mean, like I chose art and music, the two absolute worst things that you could do to try to make money at. Like you could just pretty much guarantee that you're going to be broke most of the time, and you eat a lot of peanut butter and jelly. But now that I do that, I'm good at peanut butter and jelly, so I can live on less than other people can. So I didn't need a giant campaign. I think that's where the Ethan thing came in, where people didn't understand he's kind of in a trap. He needed to make some money. Mike Miller, he needs to make some money. Those guys have, they have kids, they have responsibilities. I have 2 kids now too, but I've kept my bills so insanely low. And I also have really, really young kids. So I don't have kids who are, potentially in college, and like trying to help your kid go to college. Good luck. I can't afford to do that. And so I'm just, I'm able to do things a lot cheaper and live cheap because I'm used to it. And I think living within your means is a really wise thing if you want to do comic books, because it's not exactly the highest paying career, typically anyway. I mean, most of the people involved in comics will tell you that. At the same time, I think you can be really happy with it and you have a lot of fun.
Yeah,
And I love logo design. Like, I love design. I like doing that. So I did the all caps logo and had a great time working on it. And then as soon as I gave it to Ethan, I told him, I'm like, dude, you're gonna get crap for this. As soon as I put it out, like, it just doesn't matter what I do, you're gonna get some crap. Sure enough, I think it was out for an hour, and I looked at Twitter, and people were saying he was a Nazi because he had an all caps S that would look almost like kind of a zigzag. I'm like, first off, dipshit, I did that. Secondly, my dad, I don't look that old. I'm 42. My dad was way older than my friend's dads. He was born in 1928. He was 17 in 1945, training as a Marine to fight and kill Nazis. So when somebody calls me a Nazi over the all caps S looking kind of like a zigzag, I'm just like, dude, I did that because it fit the space, and also fuck you. Like that's, you guys are assholes. Like, what is wrong with you people? Like, who says stuff like that? It's so weird that people just throw words like that out there. Like, in Germany, you don't even use that word. Like, they're not even like allowed to use that word. Like, we throw that around like that's a normal response. And the worst part is, like, I'm not even a Republican, so I'm just like, wow, you guys have like really thrown out all ideas of what Comicsgate is, and just gone straight. These guys are a bunch of alt-right psychos. Like, okay.
I remember that Edwin did like a poll, and it was like
Hilarious.
25% like Republican, 25% 25% left, 25% right, and then 50% centrist.
That's because most of us are in the middle. We're artists. Dude, we're artists. How many times have people in our lives already told us that we're like foo-foo and fee-fee? Like, we get it. We don't care. Like, we're artists. Deal with it. A lot of us were people that were like into drama and theater, and we love watching movies, and we're into film, and we're into art and fine art. Like, if you don't like it, I don't care. Blow it out your ass. I don't care if you're on the right or the left and you don't like me. If you're in the middle and you don't like me, also don't care. I'm a grown-up. I got to pay my bills either way. And nobody gets to tell me how to vote. Nobody tells me who I can or cannot support or like politically or not care about at all and not vote for. Like, you don't get to say that. Like, what's wrong with people? That's the whole point of a vote. It's an awesome system where we actually get to go, hey, if I don't really like the way that guy votes, I'll just vote the opposite direction and cancel him out. Like, how hard was that? Why do we got to care?
Well,
so,
also,
like,
a lot of people don't understand that the way that the political system is set up is specifically so that it's in deadlock, like 99% of the time.
Right? Like, these guys aren't getting anything actually done, and if they are, it doesn't matter which side it is, we're all gonna hate it anyway. When they actually get anything done, we're all screwed a little bit more every time. That's what I know. And it keeps proving itself to be true. I supported Barack Obama at one point because he was running against Hillary Clinton, and I just thought, good, she seems like such a terrible gangster. I mean, she just seems like such a criminal. And you can look on her face and you see evil. It's like when you would look at Dick Cheney. And Dick Cheney had that, that thing going on. And you're like, oh, he's evil. Like, those are the kind of people that end up at the top of our system. And they're terrifying for a reason. That is a lot of power and control. And flat out, there is just some evil going on. And I don't really want to be around it. So when people call me a Nazi because I'm in Comicsgate, I just scratch my head and I go, like, how sad are you? What happened to you as a child that you could grow up this way and talk about other people like that, forgetting that the Nazis, a lot of them were just Germans who were really scared, but then they exterminated Jews by the millions. They killed Russians. They killed Polish. They killed French, English. They attacked everyone and everything with this psychotic fervor that I don't know even where it stems from because I wasn't there. All I can say is to get to that point of absolute hatred for humanity, you got to be evil as fuck.
Well, have you ever heard of the third wave experiment?
I No, go ahead.
It's an experiment where this teacher just sort of accidentally started. Um, he pretty much pulled the Nazi regime out of kids, pretty much. He started indoctrinating them.
Yeah.
And he was doing it accidentally at first. It was just like a kind of like a joke at first. And then he's like, I'm gonna reveal it in like a week, and he just kept on going with it to see how far it would go. And the kids just they started doing the whole grouping thing, and they started hating on people who weren't part of the party. It was insane.
Yeah, because we're sick. Like we're programmed automatons more often than not, and the media just keeps pushing us to hate and hate and hate on each other. Like, does it really help anybody in the media to keep pushing us apart? Like, I know they're selling clicks. I get that. But don't they eventually still have to live in the crap hole country that they've turned us into if they just keep turning us into one? Like, aren't they still stuck here too? I don't understand that. Like, do they think it's getting better somewhere else? Like, we have this amazing thing here, and we forget to be grateful for all these guys, men and women, and transgenders and anybody else in the military, gay, straight, or otherwise, people who died for us to have this the way that we have it, and we forget that. I find it pretty shocking and sad that we disrespect those people with such an absolute speed. It's like we're going out of our way to turn this place into a socialist nightmare, and I scratch my head and it's go like, you can talk to me about politics all you want, but you can't show me where socialism actually works. It's always been a mess. And not even like, I'm not talking about even what you would call democratic socialism. People are trying to turn us into a communist country.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help anyone. Nobody ends up benefiting from that long term, except for the handful of people that sold them out and then moved away.
Yeah, pretty much. You gotta leave.
You're not gonna want to be here for it. You know, like it always bothers me when politicians or people that don't have kids are making laws that are going to affect us in 30 or 40 years in a horrible way. Because it's like, you don't care. And the same thing with the right, when you see people that forget about the environment and you scratch your head like, why are you destroying the planet, asshole? We have to live here, man. It's like, we need oxygen. You know, you could just make comic books out of hemp. Just make that. Do comic books out of hemp paper. It'll grow back. Don't make them out of trees. We need trees. Trees are good. Trees are a big deal. We need trees.
It's good that things are made out of trees. Because what a lot of people don't realize is the reason why there are so many trees as they are right now is because we're planting them to be used. If we didn't use them, we wouldn't plant them. That's really the kind of sick part of that.
Yeah, but the only reason why we needed to plant them is because there was a whole bunch of land that used to have trees that doesn't now. I mean, you look at rainforests and stuff, and it is pretty shocking how much devastation the human race can pull off in such a short amount of time. Like we go out of our way to build machinery that is so massive, like such a massive scale to take out trees. Or I just kind of scratch my head. I'm like, I'm actually impressed at how good we are at being evil. Like, we got to sell more, got to sell more, got to sell more, got to sell more. And we forget that, oh yeah, that converted oxygen. We probably don't want all this carbon dioxide. We could use some oxygen. We probably don't want to kill the barrier reefs. You know, like we probably don't want oceans of plastic. This is not good. This is not really great at all. And I feel like we can just do better on this kind of stuff. And yet I also look at people in my own country that are trying to turn us into a situation where it's like we won't have any money to do anything or make any decisions on a personal basis. You're going to take away all personal rights, and you're morons. You guys are idiots. Like, why would you do that? Like, we have it so good. Like, your problem is that we have it good. You know what I just found out recently, which is really crazy, that I didn't know this. I feel so stupid for not knowing this. Venezuela in the 50s, their people on average, their citizens on average were richer than citizens in the U.S.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either until recently.
Yeah, that's crazy. I just found that out. And then you see what happened to them in a relatively short amount of time. Like the 50s, that was one major generation before I was born, like 20 years before. I was born in 76.
Yeah, that was 50, 60 years ago, 70 years ago.
That's madness. Those people are eating their pets. They have no food. no food. What's going to happen to us? Because most of us, at least people in Venezuela, were probably willing to work hard. Like most of us here, we don't know what to do. We're living on the internet. We've lost a lot of like normal skills. Like, how many guys do you know can drive a stick shift?
Oh, I'm not
Zero.
a person to be talking about that too because I can't drive. So
I can't drive a stick shift either. I can't do it. I tried once. I was 16. I nearly killed, or 18. I nearly killed the guy and me that were in the car together because they didn't tell me how to use the brake. Seems important, by the way. For those of you who are listening, talk to somebody about the braking part before you start up the car.
you notice people are always forgetting that very important part out of everything. It's like they cover so much of everything else, and then they just forget the minor little thing that changes everything.
Oh yeah, by the way, you're gonna die if you don't know how to stop the car and you're in traffic. Like yeah, they forgot that part. It seems important. It seemed very important. This has actually been great. I've got to get back to it. I've got some design work I got to do, but I'm doing it on the same machine that I'm talking to you on. Thanks so much for having me on. I saw the post on there and I thought, I'll give it a whirl and say hi. Actually, super cool to talk to you and super cool to watch the coloring go on.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. It's always nice to have people to talk to rather than talking to myself.
You know what? While you're doing this, I'm gonna look and see if there's anything that I'm missing in the exact change only. It says coloring pages. Recently, the DOJ ruled Obama's policies unconditional. Unconstitutional is what he meant, but yeah. And he was correct. Their hatred stemmed from the resentment of losing the First World War. Yeah, this guy's right on a bunch of stuff. Nice. He goes, I can drive manual. Better than me. All right, guys, I got to let you go. Thanks so much for having me, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right, peace, man.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, exact change only. I can't drive at all, so I don't have a license. People keep on yelling me about that. They've changed the rules so much right now that I can't, that because of my living situation, I just can't get it anymore. Well, not living situation, but because of, I don't get bills. I can't follow the thing to get the license, which requires that you have two things coming in from the house that you live in at the same address as your ID. No, I'll just wait until they get AI driven cars down. It's a whole lot of the other too. I don't really fit in cars well, so. Like, and I also have a knee problem, so it's not very good for me to be driving. Where if where my legs are long and I have a problem with my knee, and I hit the spot in front of me, and it'll like slam down on the gas pedal or the brake or whatever I'm on, and I have to lift my leg to like move over to the other pedal, so it always happens. Who cares about humanity? Yeah, this might have been a mistake to stream this one because it's like bigger. It's a high res thing, and my computer is just like chugging along trying to do it. That's why there's so much lag today versus my usual lag. Yeah, it looks decent. I think I keep on forgetting it's Nightstar? Yeah. The character is like an original character, I think. Called Nightstar, and the other character, the male character in the background is supposed to be an adult Damian Wayne. Damian Wayne. Hey, Pofire. No, I didn't have to talk for that entire time. I was happy. Other people were talking during that entire thing. That was good. Hey, welcome back, Rizukai. What the heck is Earth 22? Yeah, I dropped out of reading DC like a while back, so I think that's probably a new one. And so I wouldn't know what it is. But I don't know the Earths off the top of my head anyways. No. I just have a book that I could like put on, but either and that's also would break copyright, so that wouldn't be good to do. Put on music, it allows the various companies to claim ownership of the video. While I'm not monetized, they would monetize it and make money off of it. I dare you to do that, Rezakai. Okay, that's red too. Right. I don't know where those are. That'd require me looking for them, man. Wait, what do you mean, Rezakai? What do you mean you made a new novella? Also, I don't want to open up a new video because if I open up a new video, it'll take up more RAM which isn't good. Let me take care of this. Stupidity. Okay. Hate stupid phone calls. Moshi Moshi? EVS had a video about Star Wars author Delilah Dawson, who I thought was okay, but some stuff he showed on her Twitter made me rethink my position. Yeah, that's been happening a lot recently with a lot of stuff. Let's see. What is the color scheme here? It's like, I don't know, that's like a weird greenish color. God damn people. Yeah, I hate this bullshit of having to answer the phone for other people. That's like a light gray green, so I guess I'm going with that. Grayish green? There's a lot of writers that are dumb people. Yeah, unfortunately I can't do that because it's not my house. I don't pay any of the bills, so... And it's people for my parents, so... Usually they're calling for them, so, and it's just obnoxious for me. Oh, so this isn't just a fan-made character? I didn't know that. I thought it was a one of your fan-made characters. Oh, son of the bat. Is that what that is? I forget. Pretty sure that's translated to son of the bat. I don't have a face. What are you talking about? Don't you see that I only have an avatar? Exact change? If I get any of the color selections wrong, just tell me. I'll change them. Or try to get them right. I know, right? He became the Cobra Commander without ever showing his face. Nah, I'm always just too calm and collected. Otherwise, I'd be on here a bit pissed right now. Yeah, that seems about right for the color. No, that does not seem about right for the color. This way? Oh, I just found out that there's rumors around that I was plagiarizing someone. And instead of coming to me and asking me about it, they just went off with rumors. But I understand where they coming from. It's kind of funny and an amazing coincidence, but you know. There's nothing wrong with snakes. Snakes are snaky. I think that'll do. No, I mean someone actually, they think I actually plagiarized something. Like took the story and everything. It just happens to be that someone had made a story called the Veil War, and it has something to do with goblins, and as far as I can tell, that's the only thing that is connected. It's kind of funny because it wasn't even called the Veil War up until like a month and a half ago. And even if that, this stuff was created like over 10 years ago. So it'd be pretty hard to plagiarize something before it came out. Just the name and the fact that there's goblins in there. But the fact that there's a goblin in something isn't really something special, you know? God damn it. Yeah, the zipper is very dark red, I think. Either dark red or black. But it's also not even in the same thing. They don't like the worry is that, well, for me is that the name is in usage with the, but that's not even a big problem because it's a written text, web only text, so it's not actually a problem at all. No, if I was like gonna get mad, it would be the fact that they didn't come to me to even ask me. They just started rumors apparently. The assumption was that they found the writer of the thing, like, and he's not even the writer of the of the comic, which is kind of funny. If it's true, then that sucks. If all the stuff that around War Campaign and what Jesse Miller is saying is true. I don't know. Well, life's life. You know, and I have faith and belief that enough of Comicsgate isn't so diluted that all that stuff has so much impact that I can't be successful. Apparently it's falling apart. Uh, I don't know. I'm not involved with War Campaign. I know some of the people from like the edges, so I get little like glimpses of it. but I don't know much about it. Nah, but if everything they said was true, it pretty much confirms that people are being malicious rather than promoting people. And I'm just at the square point where it doesn't really matter because I still have to work on my own and get the shit popular without all that help. It was great. It would have been nice to know beforehand, but you know. But if it's true, then nothing changes because that's what I'm doing. I'm slowly pulling together an audience and getting my shit known, and eventually it'll get published. So that's okay. Uh, Maybe malicious isn't the right word. It's basically, if you haven't noticed, a lot of the top people aren't promoting newer people. They're promoting the same people over and over again, and that's to get people. That's because they don't want to share any more of the pie. They've got a certain size to the pie, and they don't want to split it up even more. That's the idea, at least. It could be the case. It could also not be the case, and people are just lying on the other end. I don't know. But honestly, it doesn't matter, because either way it actually is, you still have to work and advertise on your own and all like that. So, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. It just speeds things up or slows things down. That's all it is. I definitely don't trust you, Rezakai. Definitely don't. Yup. It sucks that they don't want to share and they're lying to people and all like that too, but what can you do? Nah, but if all that stuff was true, I was never gonna get anywhere anyways with them. So it doesn't really matter. Because I'm not one to be not questioning people. Even people that I trust, like, completely, I don't, like, just not question their motives. It's like, I find it strange if people don't question others. Because there's always the chance that they're wrong, no matter what. And it doesn't have to be malicious, it's just people are flawed, that's all. Yeah, drawing streams don't get that much attention, probably. I mean, the algorithm isn't the way it's designed. It doesn't really work all that well for long streams. I think YouTube is messing around with that to make it function better, though. Which is why, if you look in the tabs in the video content thing, you'll notice that they're split up, the live videos and what you upload. Because I think what they want to do is have that the algorithm, like, understands that it's two different set of criteria for each one and count and weight them separately. So if you get a really successful long stream generally, it's not gonna damage you because you're not getting someone viewing your content for an entire hour, which is what it's set up to be. Let's see. But yeah, it's tough to build up any channel anyways. And any audience really. Like on Royal Road, my web novel, it's taken a year and I just passed 100 followers on that. That's partially why it's sort of insulting that people are like, just build up a YouTube channel. It's like, no, that's kind of stupid. That's not how this how stuff works. Because the algorithm and all like that is all isn't like it prioritizes certain things so that you can't really get successful if you don't do like specific things, and even then it's still just pretty much luck. It's more orangish. Select, deselect, pinkish. No, that's a little bit too much. Probably about right. And then the color is green. Well, no, the idea is that you should go and create a YouTube channel and then build it from there, and then you should launch your book, which is great if you're willing to spend like year, 2 years to build a channel. But that's assuming that you're going to do that. And people want the like comic books now, so it's not smart when you're trying to take advantage of the content right at this second. Or people want stuff right now. And even if you take like the 1 or 2 years, you might not get anywhere. In fact, you probably won't get anywhere. That's why there's not many YouTubers that are actually that high. Light green pupil. You mean it's not like... Okay. So is her pupil... Like on here it shows that it's green. Solid green. Can you, what's her name? So I can look her up and get a different... Mari... Mari Grayson. Give me a second, I have to do something real quick. I don't know how it got to that, so. Hello, I'm back. Okay, back to looking up for references. I'm sort of out of breath. Because I had to bring in some groceries real quick. Okay, let's see. Images. It's only 20. No, that's not what I want. Yeah, there's that one. So that's red. Okay, I'll color that red when I get there. I don't know what you're talking about, Popefire, because all the images show that she's green sclera with the green eyes. I'm not seeing any with like white sclera and green eyes. Here's more brownish too in a lot of these. That one's black, that one's blue. She does have it a little bit darker in the center. I will fix that. Thank you, Exec Change. Okay. Select this back again. Then I can go like this. You said welcome back. So I thanked you. Should I not have thanked you?
Dragon.
Hello? Yes?
Just, I don't know. It's got the link in the messages chat.
Yep. Who's this?
It's Rez.
Who's this?
It's a Rez.
I think you're lying.
I told you not to trust me. You'd be wise not to trust me.
No, it's hard to remember everyone just by their voices.
I was intrigued by the information. I don't watch war campaigns. I don't know any of that stuff going on, and to be honest with you, I never really cared. So,
Well, it only matters because they're kind of like annoying.
I don't know.
If you got on the wrong side of them, that is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Even if I was on the wrong side, I don't take them seriously, which I don't think they're meant to be taken seriously. So, I mean,
So what's up?
not much. I was watching your artwork here. I did some
Yay.
more on. I did some more flats on my one little panel, my one little page I sent you, and I'm trying to get the lighting effect down.
Yeah, I did that quickly. What you gotta do is you gotta go over the image, over the lines, and then you gotta come back and like you create the fire, what you want is like more of the physical stuff, and then above the lines you do the glow and the light and everything.
Yeah, I need to work on it more. I just, I suck at coloring. I suck at drawing too, so it goes hand in hand.
It's not bad. Not that bad, I mean.
Are you using OBS to screen share?
Yeah. Somehow it's randomly sometimes going to like the BRB screen and the Hangout screen, and I don't know why.
Huh.
Let's see. Is that everything? I think. Oh, I missed that. That needs to be red. And then I will be done with the flats. No, when that came up, I was like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? I thought he was just kidding with me, and then it's like, no, someone said that, brought that up. I was like, okay.
Well, I mean, I kind of expected it because some of the bigger names only bring like the same 8 guys onto their stream every time because that's who they're comfortable with. And I was like, well, that's how it goes. So I'm not really gonna. It really wasn't unexpected to me.
No, I mean the plagiarism thing. I was like, oh.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, what? I don't. It's like, what are you talking about? That's no. What the fuck? And I was like, yeah, someone spread that around. I'm like, what? Like, I wish you would. Someone would have told me. But oh well, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I've never heard of a Veil War either, so I don't think it's that huge of a thing. So I don't know.
They showed it to me. I was like, yeah, okay. I see how you made that mistake.
I need to learn OBS. I need to learn. And what am I going to do this?
I'm pretty sure Damien's eyes are blue. Pretty sure.
I don't know who Damien is.
Damian Wayne, the newest Robin.
Oh.
I think the newest Robin. Bruce
hey guys.
Wilson. Hey Peter.
Paul. I'm just dropping in here to say hi. We're all counting on you. Doing my best Les Nielsen shtick. And I'll be listening in on the other side.
Well, appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, George, it's George. I figured it out.
You fail, Dragon. Sailing the failboat. Oh, damn it, I hate using GIMP. Always forget where my stuff is at.
Why are you using GIMP to begin with?
Because I am poor, and I'm just trying. I don't want to spend thousands of dollars. Well, I don't. I'm just. That's as much digital as I've ever went into. I've always been pencil paper, and a massive, huge box of Prismacolor markers.
Okay, if you want to do digital, painting, and if you're broke and you don't want to pirate or anything like that, go get Krita.
Krita?
Yeah, Krita.
What is that?
Krita. Look it up. It's a digital coloring program, painting program.
All right. Oh. Ooh, it looks nice.
Yeah. I haven't used it, but I've heard good things about it. And,
Huh. I'm gonna have to check it out here. Kind of professional, free and open source paint program. Oh. Not bad. I will have to check it out then.
I saw a review of like all the things, all the art programs, and they recommend that one. It's like very high scores relative to the other ones.
Oh.
So.
All right. Well, I'll check it out then, because. I mean, like I said, GIMP is old, and I've always thought about getting into digital with a tablet, but Just 'cause it's so much easier to add and change stuff if I need to, rather than having to restart all over again.
Yeah, I wouldn't know how to start with that, but I assume it's pretty close to Photoshop enough that it's easily picked up on.
Alright, that's good too, because I just somehow closed all my tools in GIMP and can't get them back. Great. Alrighty.
Yeah, Clip Studio costs like $40 to get the non-pro version though.
How much is the pro version?
Like $200.
Oh, well, then I'll probably just get that then. Cause $200 I can swing. Now when it goes into like the thousands for like, how much is Photoshop? All that stuff. It was like
It's
back in the
$40
day.
a month.
It's a service now. Oh,
Yep.
how much is to buy out the outright software?
They don't do that anymore.
Oh, what? Well, that just tells me which one not to use.
That's fog. Yeah, I still haven't acclimated to these brushes yet.
Solution tools, Windows. No, yeah, it's all. Anyway, but yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, trying to get stuff out now and build the channel and everything. Like I was trying to say that in the chat, that like YouTube's been changing so much stuff recently that like just building up a YouTube channel is not gonna sustain stuff. Credit.org.
Every
Thank you,
like
JPod Studios.
4 months or so, it changes. Everything changes about this stuff. So even if you're like successful right now, you're not gonna be successful in 4 months unless you somehow hit the same. You hit the thing for the for whatever they're doing next, and it's kind of like a crapshoot.
JPod Studios says $35 better than Photoshop. I've been using Photoshop for 20. Oh, okay. Is that changes right? EX is on sale, but other than multi-page, there's not much difference. $99 entry fee. Pro is the less expensive one. I'll have to make a decision soon. Well, eventually. Like I said, my project isn't coming out for at least a year, so we don't really know where the movement will be back then. There might just be ashes and corpses left. Who knows?
Well, there's always a chance people are gonna be new channels and new places are gonna be opening up for people.
So, yeah, I hope so.
Rather than going through the rigmarole of playing popularity games.
Well,
but you know, it's fun, popularity games. We all didn't get enough of that in high school.
Yeah. I'm willing to give a bit of a doubt. Maybe this everyone's getting clicky because it's comfortable for people. I'm like, all right, cool. That's nice for everybody, you know. Because I mean, who knows? No one really knows if there's going to be like somebody that's not maybe cool and be a real douche. And you're like, oh, but you said you bring me on. You're like, oh no. We'll find out, I guess. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll find out. They're out eventually. Blue, orange. Should I go with light blue? What's this guy? Yeah, I'll just go with that. Go with a nice pastel blue. I don't know, like I've always said that you should be building up audiences outside of Comicsgate anyways. So it's just annoying that you know, people are supposed to be building up like a community with a set of principles, and they're like not following those principles. It's like that was the entire point. What is wrong with you people?
Like Star Wars community that I'm part of, which I don't know, it's gotten so divided recently, and with good reason. But like I said, what was it? I was on EVS at a Star Wars video this morning, and I wrote a short novella in the comments regarding Delilah Dawson's comments that he was going over on Twitter, which, I mean, I like Delilah Dawson to a point. She's decent writing. She did Perfect Weapon. She did the Phasma book. She did some of the adventuring books, and she's doing Black Spire, which is the new one. But, I don't know. Just like we're talking about, I think so she goes to Twitter and asks some stuff, and I think it's just a marketing thing, because the way it was asked was like, we already kind of know the answers, but we just want to like get, you know, validation that we're going in the right direction. So go ahead and tell us. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's nice, I guess. I mean, something. I mean, that's just marketing 101. You know, you don't come out swinging against your audience, which is unfortunately how some other media have been doing recently, and some other people in Star Wars community, which I find crazy. But you know, hopefully it's changing course slightly. Let's hope. So I don't know.
You mean telling people that are supposed to be buying things from you that they're utter trash is bad?
Exactly. Apparently, it's a crazy concept, I know, but when you're actually wanting to sell something, usually you don't want to, you know, scream at them before you ask them for money.
Like, you can scream at people, just not the people who are going to give you money.
Yeah, and more, because I've always said, like, well, I mean, I haven't always said it. I've always thought that, you know, you'll take money from anybody. I don't care where it comes from. It helps me progress my projects. I'm not gonna really get all pissed, like, oh, maybe if it's from like directly from some like human traffickers, then I might question it, but then use the money to get them turned in. I don't know.
You saying you have a problem with human traffickers?
I know that I've tried watching so much anime to desensitize myself to it, but somehow I haven't accomplished it yet. I fail as a weeb.
Yes, you fail as a weeb. You need to watch the right stuff.
Did you ever watch that that one we were talking about that day a couple weeks ago? Because I remember I guess slowly started edging back out of anime back around 2013, 2014.
I don't remember.
What was it? It was like the World War One based one, but like had like magicians and shit in it.
Was it something blue?
No, it was
That's what Joseph recommended to me, but
Tanya the Evil or something like that. It was called. I'll look it up. Yeah. So the Saga of Tanya the Evil came out. Oh, it came out. It's came out in dubs apparently.
I think
February
you're thinking of someone else. A different conversation, because I don't remember ever.
We were in chat talking about it. We weren't like over microphone talking about it. It came out in Crunchyroll earlier this year, which I haven't heard the dubs because I'm a sub guy, so I don't know.
Now I'm about to watch Grim Notes, I think it's called. I just have it pulled up on my browser to watch, but I haven't gotten a chance to watch it yet. How is this contrast? This is not contrast. Stupid. That didn't work. It says contrast and it's not providing contrast. Or it's making contrast against something else.
Oh man. I got my barge together. I got last time we were on the stream with Joseph White. Well, speaking, where's Joe at?
He had something to do. He had to go somewhere.
Oh, why am I seeing some more of his stuff?
Yeah, he does something usually every day or every day. Oh, yeah, every night.
Oh yeah.
Yep. He was thinking about doing a stream where he does like a complete comic in a 24-hour stream, like every week. Trying to do all the pages in one night. Like, good luck with that. It might be fun, but what is going on? Why is it so hard to select? This cloud is being a jackass.
Who's the female character?
Nightstar. I've never seen her before.
Sounds like something from DC. Well, it would be DC if it's got Damian Wayne.
Yeah, it's from
Why is Damian Wayne like a 25-year-old guy though? Isn't he? I thought he was like 12. Have they aged him more?
Future timeline.
Oh, okay.
Future universe timeline.
Did they? I know they were trying to like do something where like they're gonna make, instead of making him Bruce Wayne's son, it was gonna be like his clone or something, which I thought was weird.
No, you're thinking of Batman Beyond.
Oh, okay.
With Terry McGinnis.
Oh yeah, that's right. I hated that. Yeah, I always prefer. I don't mind connections to the character in with some similar paths, but when you make it a straight like part of their like, oh, you didn't know the son you didn't have, or part of a connected bloodline, I'm like, oh well, that's It happens in Star Wars a lot with the Galactic Trailer Park, is what we call it.
Yeah, whatchamacallit, Damian Wayne is the son of Batman.
And
like and Talia al Ghul.
Talia, that's right.
Yeah, he's got a bit of that, where he's a clone, but not a clone, but a clone, but he's the clone. But he's not really a clone. It's really weird.
I don't know why they would have to like make it a clone. I mean, I'm pretty sure Bruce and Talia get down there more than a few times. So, I don't know.
Well, the idea is that they had sex, and then she got his DNA, and then they made a clone from that. And they messed up a few times on it, so in raising him.
They should make it where it's his natural kid, but they then tried to clone the child to like make more of him, and then that's when they had issues. This way,
maybe they did that, but I'm not like. It's one of those confusing Spider-Man Clone Saga things. Where?
Oh, okay. I was not. I've never been a big Spider-Man guy, but I just remember my buddy that was hated that. So I don't know if that's really a situation or not. So again, I've never been a Spider-Man guy. I never really got. I don't hate Spider-Man. I guess I just never. I don't know. Never got into it.
Yeah. Most people don't like that. They liked it. It's a good saga, but it ran its course. That's the problem that people have with it. Is that it lasted too long. on a rant, and they kept on adding more and more stupid shit to it, so it became bad.
No. Yeah.
Like, Damian Wayne isn't, like, incredibly bad character idea, but they keep on adding more to tie him with Talia al Ghul, and it is becoming worse and worse.
Like when I got out of reading Batman, I think because he had introduced Damian Wayne, but I think Dick Grayson was Batman. I think when I read it,
Yeah, he was.
it's like 10 years ago or something.
Yeah, they were, Batman had just died, and, Nick was like, yeah, you're no longer Robin to Tim Drake. Even though, like, Tim had made the character his own. And they come from completely different philosophies on what Robin's role is.
What happened to Batman? How'd he die?
Darkseid shot him with the I-beam thing.
I remember reading something about that when this was happening. Like, I think it was in Bob Kane's like contract or something that they could only use Bruce Wayne for 10 years after his death, and then they had to make a reasonable way make it's not Bruce Wayne as Batman or something like that. It might have been just a lot of, I don't know, e-drama for tabloid comic magazines back then.
Yeah, I don't know how true it was, so how true that is, but I think you told me that before. Or someone told me that recently. But I don't know how true it is or anything like that. It doesn't sound true to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I gave up on Wizard magazine and all that after the whole Sentinel debacle back in the I think it was 2000, late 90s, 2000 when that happened. I told you that story already. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Then it was probably you that told me about that.
With Batman, maybe. I don't know. All the streams are running together. I was on listening to Cecil and Kelsey last night, and John Malin was there, and it was literally two drunk guys screaming at each other for 3 hours.
The fuck
it was hilarious.
About?
About how much poon they want to slay, and that's pretty well. I mean, John Malin wasn't yelling; he was just trying to like the designated driver of the stream, but. I had dipped out after about like 2.5, 3 hours, and then Mike opened a stream up, so I hopped over there. And after like half hour, John Malin showed up because they shut down Cecil's, and they started talking about Star Wars. But like, they were getting like the release dates of like the old EU wrong on different things. I wanted to start screaming in chat, but I was like, it's not really worth it. It's too late. I'm too tired to sit there and argue over the Zahn trilogy versus the Kevin J. Anderson trilogy. He was J. Potts. He was on fire. They keep getting Kelsey to say racist stuff, and I don't think he's like really trying to mean to, but he's just like, dude, no, don't make the old drunk guy try to say racist stuff. I mean, it's horrible. I mean, it's hilarious, but still horrible.
Like, that's not what you want.
Yeah, well, I mean, compared to some of the stuff they were, because like, I might have contributed to some of the degeneracy. Yeah, he did. He zipped up on camera. So I threw $2 at him, and I was like, "Hey Cecil, maybe you should go over some of the Chuck Tingle books that Ethan talked about with Kelsey." Now, Chuck Tingle is a guy from the Gamergate situation from 7 years ago, and Kelsey had never heard of this guy, and he had not heard about his great literary works like, well, I won't repeat them here. Let's just say that you want to look them up on Amazon, go ahead. But it was some of the most degenerate things that you can think of. That somehow Ethan came on to John Malin's stream a couple nights ago and started talking about.
You don't know degeneracy. What are you talking about?
I really wasn't that bad. Trust me, I remember great old anime, so it was really just hilarity and it just added to the degeneracy of the stream. And Cecil was like, "Well, you got your $2 out of that one, Rezakai." And I was like, "Yeah, I did."
I pay you to be entertaining.
Basically.
Hey, J-Pots, do you want to come on?
Yeah, let them hop in, because I gotta get going. I gotta get ready for work. It sucks.
What is with you in the working?
I gotta save some money up so when I do my campaign in 10 months, I don't have to camp fund it all. I can have some of it ready,
It's like, don't do the working. You gotta work on the other stuff.
That'll happen. It's all left and right. We'll figure it out. Just imagine my campaign is like high fantasy with elves and knights with a Suikoden type
And
style
dogs.
feel to it.
Where's the dogs?
I don't really think about dogs. I guess there can be dogs.
And the Nekogens?
No.
Why not?
No.
What do
It's
you got
not that
against
high
the cat
fantasy.
girls?
I say that for a separate subgenre that is in a folder on my computer instead of being out there in my project.
I get
So,
it. Your species is against cat girls.
No. I trust me. I love all monster girls, as my internet history will confirm.
How dare you call them a monster girl? They're not monster girls.
Oh, what are they called now? They're called they're called something because they quit calling them monster girls because they thought it was offensive.
Well, no, Nekogens were never considered monster girls. So.
Well, yeah, because they were already around before the real monster girl fad hit. What, 6-7 years ago?
I don't know.
Oh man, Monmusu's something you should look up.
I'm not part of your degeneracy.
Hey! I'm just saying. I'm not denying this degeneracy. I'm just saying out loud in public kind of makes me feel, well, proud. Okay, so anyway, yeah, I gotta do the works, but it's only be a short night tonight, so I should be back around midnight. Not till 10-12 hours I usually work, so shouldn't be too bad.
Well, at least it's an easy night.
So what?
At least it's an easy night for you.
Yeah, I'm working on huge machines. I can rip my hand or arm off at an instant if I happen to mess up. All right, man. But I'll be around later. Just shoot me a cell or whatever.
All right.
DM. Whatever the kids are calling it nowadays.
Whatever it exists as.
There you go. All right, man.
All right. See you later.
Where's the button on here to hit the button?
Then I have to select this and... Okay. Select, deselect. Okay. I think I got all the flatting done. Maybe, possibly. Looks like it. I don't know. Does that blue look good? It's nice. wouldn't be good to go like that. Would it? Oh, that's not bad. Oh, I see more of the cloud layer that I forgot missed with that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that. So it's late at night on there. Makes that heart pop out a bit more. And now it is light blue. Color it. Or solid color. Linear, la la la. This one. Linear night. Yep. I haven't done this in like a week, so might forget something. And the opposite of yellow is, why is it blue? Blue should be over here, okay. This solid color, blue red. Be right up in here. No, wait, what am I doing? It shouldn't be that. It should be the opposite of blue is, yeah, it's reddish color, I think. It's an orangish color, and it should be about here for that multiply. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just have it normal. It's not bad if it's normal, I guess. Nah, maybe I should do a multiply. Flip that. Should go darker red. Dude, yeah. That'll probably work best. Now let's see, where is the light coming? So I think it's coming from here. So normal, 10%. Yeah, it looks like it's coming from over here, possibly. Oh well, whatever, I'll figure it out as I go. And this should be all that. Really, so should this be all colored and with all shaded. Yes, this is the phase where I just to get to pretty much scribble all over everything that I just did. All the colors must change. And me doing this is more because I'm using a mouse to do this stuff rather than what you should be doing. Okay, flip that. I hate when I pull one of those lines out. A little bit darker here. It needs to be quite a bit darker where side. That back to 10. Flip everything kill. And then need the that. That's too light. I hope it is. Better be. Oops. Yup, all with a mouse. Actually, this should be lit up. Hate messing up like that. Need to do darker. So I should really learn the key to switch that. The hotkey to switch the whatchamacallit. The colors. Always think I should, but then I never just go look it up. Go for it. The light is. So the light is going which way? I forget. No, it should be coming this way. What do you mean? That it's that'll get hit. Should get hit. Knocked. There. Okay. So that should be there. No, that looks awful. Gonna get caught right there. Probably might get hit here a little bit. Let's see that. this in. There. What the hell's happening? Oh, wrong tool. This needs to be burn tool. Yeah, let's try that. Wrong one. Wait, no, that should be right. Why did... Okay, I don't know what's wrong with that. Oh, wait, no, I got it. Because it's flipped, that's why. Oops. Oops. Darken this up. This down. Green. And now flip that to color. That's metal, that's gonna be fun, because I didn't even consider that. Whoops. Oh, that's at 50%. No wonder that happened. Now let go. Percent. Sorry, I'm not talking much, but you guys aren't talking either. So. Oops. That happens all the time. I hit the wrong... I forget to hit the 0 when I hit the... Hello.
Greetings.
Greetings from...
George Peter Gatsis.
Oh, you're back. What's up?
I went to roaming across the internet, saw a whole lot of crazy things, and said, I need to go.
That seems like a good plan.
Yeah, it's always nice. So, I see you made some nice progress here. Things and said, I need to go.
Whoa, wait, something's happening?
I had muted one channel so I can hear the other.
I thought it was me for a second.
This is looking very nice as you're moving along.
Yep, there's not much more to do except for Shadow on the bench and then, I guess, doing Damien. Shadow rendering Damien out.
So, is this part of the comic book? Is this just something you're practicing?
No, this is Potfire asked me to do it, so I'm doing it. Being nice. That's all.
Yeah. So tell me about the comic. How's that going? I dropped by the campaign. I see where you're at, What's the plan?
It's doing okay. I mean, the same as the other day. It's got a few more. I think since the last time we talked, I got one or two more backers. Got a new variant cover up there. And put up a new tiers for all the variant covers.
That looks very nice.
Yeah, it was by Joseph White. The colors and lines for that looks really great.
I'm looking at the before and afters. Wow. I mean, that's substantial difference between black and white and color.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna do a more neutral daylight thing for this. So this is. Switching it up to a daylight color scheme rather than the nighttime scheme that I have.
How big are your digital files for each page?
For this,
you
it's,
you must have like a lot of layers on all this stuff.
Oh yeah, it's I don't know, like off the top of my head, I don't really look at it anymore.
I'll just worry about it when the computer says your hard drive's 80% full.
Essentially, I mean, this is my last hard drive that I'm working on, and then after that, I guess I'll just delete a bunch of stuff, or I'll try to find a way to get something that'll help. Either I'll get a new hard drive, delete some stuff, or I have a few laptop hard drives. But I don't have the device to change them over, so I'll have to convince someone to get me that.
Yeah, you don't have a DVD writer or built into the machine?
Oh, I have a CD writer, but it's not big enough for any of these files.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'll get like 2 files on them. And this was sort of a kind of a mistake to do this on stream because it's a huge file. I haven't ever tried this with this large of a file.
Have you saved progressively?
It saves like every 20 minutes or something like that. Automatically.
Every 20 minutes? That's a ballsy,
or
ballsy
like every 20 movements or something, I forget.
Usually when I work on something dangerous, I make it save every minute. I know it's a little slow, but you know what? I know at least I only have a minute to go before.
Yeah, I feel you on that. One time I was doing a thing with Packens Land character and a whole bunch of the other characters from the Confiscate comics.
Uh-huh.
And I had like 3 of like 6 of the characters rendered out, and then everything crashed. And it's like I could have sworn I saved, but I looked and everything was gone except for the flats. I was like, and I just look at that. I'm like, I should finish that, but I don't wanna. It's too depressing.
Wow. Yesterday I was working on a 3D element, and it was simple. Just, a cylindrical tube with some stuff, some technology or, tech panels coming out of it, around it, no problem. And then I had like 6 tubes that would come out of the central cylinder, and I just wanted to render that. I didn't even think it would be a problem, and then a window popped up. It says, "Would you like to?" And then gave me a list of everything that I had open, then the question after that was, kill all these applications that are open so you can render.
Yeah, I've been there before.
I go like, but I'm in the middle of a chat. I'm in the middle of watching a YouTube video. I'm in the middle of sending out an email. I'm in the middle of this. I'm in the middle of that. And it's like, oh, for crying out loud.
Yeah, and the worst of it is that once you do close all those, you get it down and it's like, yeah, you still can't do it.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Exactly what happened. I should, since I knew I saved it, to the last minute, I should have just rebooted the whole machine cold. But
Yeah.
no,
I barely ever turn off my computer. So.
the machine gods wouldn't let me do that.
Because that'd be nice and easy.
Yep. Ah, yeah.
But yeah, this stuff doesn't really... It's more flatting, so it's not that big of a deal if it does go. And if it does go, then that's fine. It gives me more practice. It's a nice way to look at it, I guess.
Yeah, true. I just, excuse me. My campaign finished. Now I'm waiting. I'm designing. Well, actually, I'm just touching up the original page.
Yeah.
Well,
You mean the website page?
No, I offered, original full-page illustrations.
Oh, yeah.
Or back then. So now I was thinking, I can just do it on a blank sheet of paper, and I would call it a day. But then I said, you know what? I'm going to dress up the page. I'm going to make it look nice. Like those blank comic books that you would get.
Yeah.
You have the logo at the top and the issue number, but then the whole page would be blank, so someone can sketch on it.
Yeah, the sketch cover blank, whatever they're called.
Yeah, those, right? Well, I'm creating a variation of that, where it's, full 8.5 by 11 page, but within it has the printer's marks, the registration marks, the trim lines, the bleed lines, the safe zone lines, and the window dressing of the comic book. But instead of saying Joe King, the world's greatest average hero, issue 1, it's Joe King, the world's greatest average hero, original illustration, issue 1.
Mm.
So it looks like the cover but it looks like something that went to press, but no one bothered to trim it. It's got all the color bars and squares and crosshair registration marks and all that stuff.
That's cool.
Excuse me. You know what? Holy smokes! I can show you what it looks like. I can do a screen share. For crying out loud! Why am I describing this for?
Because it's fun.
Share screen.
It's actually kind of a pain in the ass for me. Just a second.
There we go. Sure.
Let's hang out. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I have every time one I've seen doesn't have the red, blue, yellow, black stuff, the CMYK bars on it. I don't know. I don't see those pages too often, so.
Yeah, it was a challenge because I wanted to make it as sexy as possible, technical, and just put lots of lines and stuff like that.
Yeah. Make it like a blueprint.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you get it, you're gonna go, oh yeah, this is cool. let's get back to stuff. There you go. So now, after finishing this, I'm waiting for the printer to tell me what the damage is on this, because it's a last minute thing, and it was not planned at all to be part of the campaign.
Well, I looked up the variant cover stuff yesterday. For Print Ninja, it's like $300 extra.
Yeah, but you have to do, was it 1,000 books?
No, it's just $300 extra for a variant cover. Every variant cover is like $300.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. Well,
But
they don't say that directly, but in the calculator, that's what it comes out to.
Oh.
I don't know how they actually decide how many books each one are and all like that, but apparently they don't really care about all of it.
Yeah, that's going to be a humdinger of an issue. $300 for this variant cover. With just printing one out. That's great.
But whatchamacallit, Comics Wellspring, which is the printer that I'm likely going to have to use because it has a lower capacity.
Oh yeah?
For how many you can print at one time is like 25 copies.
Oh, very nice. That's I believe high quality digital printing.
I believe so. I mean, everyone's happy with it that it's gotten a book from there. So.
Where are they located? Are they in your area?
Oh, they're located somewhere in Michigan. But I only know about them because Nasser used them for his Stardust book.
That is awesome. I didn't think the kid had it in him. I thought he was just going straight to, 100% print, offset.
Yeah, I don't know exactly the finer details of that, so, but I mean, it might be offset printing. I'm not positive.
No, there's no way. Offset printing, 25 books. That is definitely, that's no way. From my experience, that would be definitely a bad business move. Just the setup cost would be like $100 easy.
Mm. Yeah, all I'm looking at is the numbers. I'm like, is that good? Is that good? It's like, does it? And I'm hearing all the things about whether it's quality or not, and that's what I'm looking at. Like, as long as people are saying that it looks good and it works and it falls within the price range, like I don't see why not use it,
Did they give you a calculation of how much it will cost to ship the books to you?
Yeah, Comics Wellspring has a calculator built in. Same with Print Ninja.
Oh, that's great.
So,
wonderful.
Like, I don't really know how to approach some company with, yeah, I might be printing this thing, and I don't know how big it is, and
Oh well, I can help you with some of that thinking. Usually, a 32-page book is about 40 grams, and in terms of putting, packaging, boxing up stuff and shipping it, anything less than 500 grams would be around, anywhere between $12 and $15. So, if you have one book, 40 grams.
Like approaching the individual company with, I need to know what your I need a quote, but I don't know exactly what I'm asking a quote for, and so I need like 80 different quotes. That's like I don't.
So you need to know your options.
Yeah, so I just went to only the printers that I had had calculators built into their websites.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it might
yeah.
not be the best deal, but it's the best that I can find out with the information that I have. And I figure
Uh-huh.
that's better to plan around than anything else.
No, that's a good way of thinking it. It's it's wonderful that they have their calculators, but something yeah, I've worked in the printing industry, and the one thing you can do is you can see the numbers on their website for their automatic calculations,
Yeah.
and usually you can call them up and talk to a sales guy and say, you know what, can you do something better, or can you nudge the numbers because I have this and this and this, and they will go through the thing and try to figure out a better price for you
Oh.
based on your options. There's always leeway. There's always leeway with a printer because their first number by trade, okay, their first number is always a high number.
Well, yeah, they gotta account for the overages too. Any errors that pop up. So I figure everyone is doing that to some degree because you have to.
Well, yeah, it's excuse me. It's a funny thing. So I did one time. One time when I was working at a print shop, the boss said, George, I can't get back to the office in time. There's a client going to call you. Can you just price out what they want? So, all right, sure, no problem. Didn't really think about it. So they came in and they said, well, we want this, this, and this, and this. So I went through the numbers and I said, okay, well, here you go. This is the price. And they said, well, we need you to sharpen the pencil, so to speak. That's the trade kind of word for, can you make the number smaller? And I said to him, well, no, I've just given you the best numbers we can possibly give you. There is no way to give you the smaller numbers. He said, well, that's terrible. And what kind of service is this? And all that stuff. And then they just storm out. And then the boss finally gets to the office and says, so how's it going? How did it go with that client? So, well, I gave him this price. And the moment the boss looked at it, he goes, oh, for crying out loud. He did not. I go, yeah, what's wrong? You should have inflated the price. I go, why? He goes, because then they usually say, can you sharpen the pencil? Can you, give us a better deal? They'll start whining about, costing too much, and then you bring it down to this number.
Yeah, that's the art of the deal.
Yeah. Well, that's a waste of time. I go, well, and then he looks at it and goes, well, we don't have a client. We don't have a client right now, don't we? Right? We lost it. We had a potential client. We don't have one. I go, yeah, you're right. Okay, fine. And from then on, I would quote the numbers 25% more. You should. The moment they go, I'm saving 25% on my printing. Oh my gosh! I got to write a check, or I got to give him a credit card. Okay, here you go. Before you change your mind.
Yeah, and if they don't, then you get a higher sell out of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Or they go, I can't afford that, and they walk away. So, but it's less likely that they'll do that if they're desperate for you.
No, they won't do it. The trick is you got to find yourself a trade printer, and there's plenty of trade printers in every city. But you have to be able to distinguish the difference between a trade printer and a commercial printer. Okay, that is very, very important. If you come across a commercial printer, they'll never tell you they're a commercial printer. I mean, they'll just quote you the job and all that stuff. Don't tell them you want us. Are you a trade printer in your conversation with them? They'll never tell you that. because so there's that. So if you actually Google or go through the yellow pages, dare I say, old school yellow pages, if those even exist, just look for trade printers in the yellow pages. You'd be able to actually call them up and say, you know what, I got this book. It's 7 by 10 and a half. It's 32 pages, full color. I need, I need bright white inside. I need a slightly thicker, or what do you call it, slightly heavier bound covers, and glossy cover, or you say matte inside, glossy outside. And how much for 1,000? How much for 2,000? Excuse me. And that's the language that they hear, and they understand, and then they'll give you the number.
See, here's the thing with me is I understand all these concepts. I'm just like horrible at it, and because I am one of those straightforward people that are like, yeah, it says $200. It means $200, even though I know that there's the art of the deal and all like that, and that really means like, well, we actually want to sell you it for $150, not $200. But we're saying $200 so we can negotiate.
Yeah.
So, I'm just a straightforward person like that, and that's why I'm not good at selling things.
Okay, understood.
Yeah.
Hey, so tell me about the pitch. What's your elevator pitch for your book?
Well, like.
What's the one or two sentences that describes your book? If you had to, tell somebody as they're getting on and off an elevator.
Well, basically, a few thousand years ago, there was a barrier up, and someone's trying to knock it down to cause war between the fairy realm and the humans, and modern humanity. That's pretty much it. There is more to that, but
okay. Well, let me ask you this then, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Okay, who is your hero in the story?
That's sort of the problem. Is a kind of no hero right now. There are heroes, but because of the way it's written, and my intentions with it is that the heroes were all set to be like much later in the book, in the series, and so now, as it presently stands, there is no hero. There's a possible hero in the next issue if it gets there, and there is a villainess she's in it, but there's no like. She's not known as a villain yet. It's sort of just mostly setting. Now I'm editing I might, like, depending on if I can afford it or not, if I can work out the financials on it. I'm adjusting all the pages and stuff. So characters that weren't supposed to be heroes will turn out to be heroes. And yeah, it'll become more what it won't be what it used to be. So
it sounds like you're doing a little remastering of your book.
Yeah, because when this was written, I was like, I had the concept and I paid someone else to to write it and draw it and all like that. I was just mainly just producing it. And when I saw it when I fell back and I was like, yeah, okay, I need to mess with this and mess with that. And as time has gone on, I keep on looking at it more and more and like, can I mess with it here? Can I mess with it there? And trying to make it better and better. So
it sounds like you're doing a George Lucas on yourself.
Something like that, yeah. Well, part of the problem is that I've set now I've set like all the amounts to pull in. So like the lettering I've scheduled for like 37 pages to be lettered. So now I can't have more pages lettered than that. So if I rewrite it, it has to be 37 pages of text or less.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's just a restriction that I put on myself due to the circumstances.
Uh-huh. So where are you at now with the entire book? How much of it have you cleaned up, so to speak, and is it ready to go?
In one format, it's completely ready to go. It just needs, I think, 3 pages fixed, some redrawing of some lines, redraw of one line, and moving of a panel, and then a cover, and then lettering, and then if it gets there, coloring. That's all it needs to go. If I go and rewrite the entire thing, then it needs one panel redrawn, fixed, and it needs a new page done and a new cover.
Wow, yeah, a total rewrite, and you just need to do a cover, a whole page, and a panel.
Yeah, like I haven't rewritten it completely yet. I'm at a point where or it's like the last page of one of the things where the might be heroes like give a speech.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I just have to work out that whatever that speech is. And then because of the way that I write, I don't really fall back on dialogue all that much to begin with.
Yeah.
So that's not really a problem to like, oh look, here's a scene. Does it rely on do I need text in this scene? No? Okay, well, that's not an issue. I can just keep it out. I like letting the art speak for itself. You know,
Wow.
whereas other writers kind of have a habit of not being able to do that.
So how are you feeling about it? I mean, you're thinking of actually doing the adjustment?
Well, I already started I got the page layout so far. I just want to make sure before I commit to it and say I'm doing it is that I have it worked out completely. Joseph White has seen my new page layout, like how I had it, and he said it's better. So, and it's more understandable than before. Like a lot of it was just there's a lot of dialogue in there, which is talking about like a future situation, which would fall in line with the concept, and I can still go with that if if it gets popular. I can do that in the future, but if it's not, it's best just to just leave it out. So that's helpful to be able to do that.
Okay. And how do you think you're feeling good that you'll be able to get that done, nice and polished and everything, so it still fits within the ambiance or the style and feel of the rest of the book?
Yeah, everything's. I can do that easily. That's another one of my things that I've been debating. I'm like, if it's gonna go to a second chapter, a second volume, then I'm gonna have to work on like writing these characters and their voices, anyways. So
Yeah.
might as well get it over with learning what their voices are, anyways. Yeah, it's challenging to say the least, because it's like you got to make sure that it falls within this page count. You got to make sure that it falls within it matches these pages. You got to make sure it falls with the right voice. Got to make sure that it has this. It's like, and that's pretty easy when you're writing like completely like bare bones right from the script, and then the art will come out later. But when you're doing art first, and you can't like go, yeah, I want new art right here. You know, it's very challenging.
Yeah,
That doesn't.
that's interesting. That's a pretty good challenge to have, actually, if you really think about it. You want to create a commercial product, and as you're heading towards that in your marketing, you're going like, you know what, I can do it better. Yeah, that's it, and I still have the time.
Yeah, if it was something like I'm just doing it to do it to make because I thought like I was egotistical or something like that, I think
Yeah,
it
I
was
know.
stupid, but I'm literally just trying to make it better and better as good as I can. So,
Yeah. Well, that's great. That's awesome, actually.
yeah, if I thought it was like already good, I wouldn't edit it. Like if it was, I mean, already like the best it could be, I wouldn't touch it. But I think it can be better. Uh, Especially with the whole fact that, you can ask me who's the hero, and I'm like, well, there's no hero. It's like, who's the villain? Only appears in this age. It's like, you got a problem, man. It's like, yeah. So, but hopefully I can fix it and make it a satisfactory like read, and it'll work. I think I've got that with where I got it. It's still mainly just setup, but it sets up everything better. So it's more like the first half of a movie. So
Well, that's
you get introduced to the who will become the heroes, who will become the villains, what is the situation, and all like that.
well, that's fantastic. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really kind of funny though because I'm like, I was like I've been rediscovering things about this the entire time, and I'm like, I saw the first book and I'm like, okay, got that, and then I have because the way that worked out, I have like 19 pages of the second story, and then like another 8 pages of the third. It's supposed to be third issue, but I don't have the finish of the second story. That's where it should be ending. Is at the
Yeah.
end of the second issue. So I'm combining the first and second issue, which would be like whatever, like 24. Well, it'd be 72 pages, but I'm cutting that down to 48, so it flows into a proper story where it leads into the situation, into
So,
the greater story rather.
do you have to delete artwork, or are you just making a scaling and reshaping your panels to fit?
Oh yeah, I've tossed out about like 8, 9, 10 uh pages. Like
Oh my
I'm just like
gosh!
whatever, set this aside. Like that like if you look at the uh thing right now, if you look at the campaign right now, the the page with the dragon and the castle on it is out,
Uh,
and the scene where the modern city is getting destroyed, supposed to be
that's
with a tsunami, that's gone too. In my new rendering of it, and possibly I don't want to toss out that skeleton page because everyone's like that's an awesome page, and I'm trying to
okay.
make it flow as best as I can with that in there.
May I suggest that there is I've come across this very problem that you're talking about
Yeah.
when I was putting together Joe King, and what I ended up doing was I created a grid system for Joe King, so I can do um, 5 horizontal comic strip panels, like comic strips like Snoopy kind of thing.
Yeah.
5 horizontal comic strip panels, or I can do in one strip layer or strip area, I can do three squares in there with space, with gutter space between them, of course. Yeah, so you're understanding. It's a grid system, panel system. So I realized, I got a little more story that I need to, shove in there, and everything else is feeling comfortable. So I started to make some panels smaller, and then fit them within the grid system. So it's still the illustration, but it's not a square where it takes up two strip lines. Now it takes up only half a strip line, and I'm able to throw in another half a strip beside it, and then a couple of more, 3 more squares underneath it. So now I went from having one illustration that took up 2 strip lines to having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 panels taking up that same space. At first, it kind of was, I really had a bad taste in my mouth, so to speak, because I really liked that illustration. I fell in love with it at that size and all that stuff. But then when I started putting in the words, so you can tell more of the story, and close in a gap here and there, it's started to feel a little natural. And that's how I went from having a 96-page extended book to a 32-page condensed, fast-paced, meat and potatoes story.
Yeah, I haven't started dealing with I haven't started messing with the panels per se, because I've done it a little bit, but I don't really want to do that, simply because I don't want to mess with already what the artist put there, Trying to respect the artist at least a little bit.
Yeah, but you, as the creator and writer and editor and all things,
right. If I think it'll make it better, eventually I'll do it. But if I don't have to, then I prefer if I don't have to.
Yeah. I get where you're going.
Let's duplicate that. Let's see. He's doing this with a mouse. Nice. This is looking good. That was the one thing I was going to bring up. We as an audience need an avatar to explore your world. Dialogue and imagery are tools to... Yeah, exact change only. We need to talk about that. Because exact change only has read it in the present form. So. And 6 scale combat. Hello, person. I don't know you from anywhere. So hello and welcome to me coloring and talking. And this is George Peter Gatsis. Or is it Gatsis? Or is it
Gatsis. That's right. Greetings. Greetings, 6 scale combat. What happened to the other 5? Was it, combat, or was it evolution that got to the 6th?
Hey artist, Sash Lilac, the half-water dragon girl, the video game character no, not off the top of my head. What game is it from? Edit Phil. Where's Phil? Oh, whoops. Wrong color.
Hey, look at that. I got a fan. Exact change says I am cool. And I don't even have a temperature. I'm still running at normal body temperature.
Sash Lilac. Okay, I'll take a look at that later. Sash Lilac. What type of game is that? Is it an RPG or what? Nope, Gatsis is a horrible, horrible person.
I am. I impress myself on everybody. Even when they're eating dinner, I would call them up. What are you doing? Why are you eating? You ate yesterday.
Yeah, how
Why?
dare people eat?
Yeah, I know, eh? I mean, they ate yesterday. Well, I mean, what more do they want? Gosh. Or somebody would say, you know, I got to go make a phone call, but you made a phone call yesterday too. You did everything yesterday. Why can't you not do things today? Find something not to do today.
This is gonna be a problem. Color, come on. I don't want to mess with other things. Okay, I'll switch it. It doesn't, multiply doesn't work on white. Normal. Why is it still not coming through? What is wrong? Damn it. Why is the red not coming through? I don't know why. Maybe it's select inverse? Maybe? No, that's wrong.
Well, exact change. You convinced me to become a rude person, and I became a subscriber. Now I'm watching you. I'm watching you. I'm your 29th subscriber.
Okay, what's going on? Okay, this is weird. It's not coloring. Oh.
Maybe you're on the wrong layer.
No, something's blocking it. Oh, okay, yeah, I was on the wrong layer. That's what it was.
Forgive them, God, for they do not know.
Well, I was on the right layer, but it was in the wrong place.
All this power in their hands. So I was sitting here trying to color under it, and I was coloring it all along, but I just wasn't seeing it. Exact change only says, thank you, Mr. Gatsis. Well, you're welcome. Now you're under pressure. You have to, produce. You have to step it up. I'm expecting lots of videos off your channel. Chop, chop. Are you still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Why are you not?
I was sitting here trying to figure this thing out. Like, what the hell's wrong with this thing? Yeah. Thank you, Mr.
Why don't you try something simple that every time I have a problem like this, I would just turn off all the layers and then bring them back one at a time to see where I am at.
Oh, I figured it out. Like, it was just getting everything back to where it should be. Because it was just,
Ooh, that's not bad. It's casting the color of the environment. Very nice. Usually amateurs would put in, just a gray, like a 10% gray, and then make it darker as it gets closer to the body.
I was doing that before.
Oh, you are such an amateur. I'm so happy to know you now, because then you'll just have stressed me out.
That was like 3 weeks ago. That's how quickly I'm changing shit, so.
Well, that's not bad. In fact, actually, that's pretty good. At this pace, you'll out-evolve all of us within 6 months.
Yeah, if I keep it up. Like, I'm not trying to be a colorist, but it's a good way to get attention. So. It's kind of weird. It's like, I don't really care to be a letterist, but it's getting attention, so I'll just keep on doing it.
So, what's going to happen?
I don't know. I'll eventually learn how to color properly.
You know, that's yeah. I'm not saying, you know, I'm not sighing in the terms of you know, something poorly. I'm sighing and it's going like, yep, they're growing up so fast. Yeah, that's exactly it. You know, it's like, why stretch yourself thinking, well, maybe I can, maybe I can't. No. Just jump right into the pool, deep end. You'll figure it out. If you don't, you'll drown. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You know, there'll be a lifeguard. There'll be a lifeguard there to pull you out. But if you can, you know, dog paddle your way out of the deep end, and you know, do awesome paint jobs on your illustrations, and then even top that off with even awesomer text in lettering. Oh boy, forget about it. It's
Well,
gonna
I mean, what's the worst that can happen? I learn how to do it better. I mean, like,
well,
that's the worst that happens.
If you think about it, you know, a writer being able to letter his own comic book is so much more powerful, because what you're doing is you're able to sit there and reassess your words, and quite possibly come up with better dialogue, and be able to nudge it and shift it around, and make it look even more better.
Yeah, back when I first was working on this, I was like, well, I'm a producer and I'm trying to lower the cost, so I'm going to be I'll do the lettering. Biggest mistake ever, because I thought it was going to be really, really easy. And then I like started working on it. I was like, what? No, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. Like, this is a really hard thing.
What are you doing your lettering in?
Oh, I'm not doing the lettering. Whatchamacallit? He'll be using Illustrator, but Jay Ashiro Finney will be using Illustrator. But I tried. I don't have Illustrator. I did do a temporary lettering.
What software do you have?
Photoshop CS6.
That's it?
Yep.
Well, Photoshop has within its capability for you to do spline curves like Illustrator, and
yeah, that's one of the things that I keep on putting off. Figuring out spline curves and doing the lines and everything like that.
There's QuarkXPress, InDesign, PageMaker. What else? You know, worst case scenario, you can do it in Microsoft Word.
Well, no, I can like roughly do it, but like my problem is right now mostly is the tail. That's the hardest part for me, is the tail. I can't get the tail quite right for the text dialogue balloons.
Oh.
But everything else is fine. I can do all that stuff. It's kind of like... kind of sucks that I'm paying someone to do, do the... It's like, yeah, I'm paying you just mainly to get the tails. But no, he's also good, so... so it's not just for that. There's always just something about text that I'm not very good about, like placing text and all like that.
Yeah.
Eventually I'll learn how to do it though, so.
Cool. I have to go. It's time for. Yes. I did not have any food yesterday, so today is the day I have to replenish the body.
Are you available later or tomorrow or what?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, 'cause I've been
Uh,
meaning to message you because of that thing, the stuff that you were talking about, showing me.
yeah,
Before.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, DM me.
All right.
You can DM me. I'm constantly working behind the computer, getting the perks and all that stuff lined up, whatnot. I contacted the printer today, letting them know what's the schedule like, so I can start scheduling the book and when I can see the print samples and all that stuff before it gets, just the whole production enchilada.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, please DM me
All right.
and we'll talk.
All right.
All
See you
right.
later.
Take care, everybody.
Yep.
Up and started actually researching all of the what otherwise would have seen what would seem to any unbeliever as just absolutely
Hello.
ridiculous claims, right? Oh yeah, the Bible is written from outside of space and time. Sure, sure. Oh yeah, the Bible has medical, scientific foreknowledge that no one in a desert 3,500 years ago could possibly have known. Sure, sure, sure. But all of this stuff
George.
being
George,
true, it all
George.
holds, and that is what brought me to.
George was about to lay us down with the holy message there. Oh, here's a cool little thing that I didn't notice before. I is learning stuff. It's okay, man. It was funny. I wasn't expecting to hear Mike Miller all of a sudden. I was like, what is this? Then I finally recognized his voice. I was like, oh, I know what it is. Okay. I'm surprised my computer has held up so far. Doing all this stuff. Next. I don't need to have it selected. What am I doing? Okay. It needs to be brighter. Use saturation. And then erase a little bit of it. Go super bright in there. that is still bothering me right there, so. Okay, now to clean it up once more. And that will be pretty much it. Edit. No, that's fine right there. I'm gonna come back down here and select inverse small areas, which I think should be probably lit up a bit more. Put on screen. Normal. Okay, file. So what do you guys think? Done? Not done? Oh. Black. Let's test this out. Good. Yeah, it stands out perfectly. See, now we want to probably make it blue. Bluish. Bring it down to 10%. There we go. Maybe 15? Alright, I think I'm done? No? No, wait. There's one more thing that I have to fix. Or should I just leave this? Probably just leave this, but I'm gonna add something to it. Because why the fuck not? Where is that one? No, no, I got it, I got it. Select. Inverse. There we go. Duplicate layer. Okay. Bring that up here. Edit. Select all. Edit. Whoops. Come on, edit. Fill. Yeah, it's getting to that point where it's probably gonna have to quit soon. But I'm like really just about done anyway, so it's not really a problem. Oh, wait. No, let's... Actual files. Fit on screen. Gone. Select, deselect, select. Okay, now. Edit. Fill. Select. Black. Okay. Select, deselect. Yep, that's about right. Oh, right. Should do more with that background, but I don't know what to do with it. It's good. File. Save for web. Thanks, 6 scale combat. Let's hope this saves. I hope you guys all enjoyed watching me color and listening to everyone talk. We're gonna... Sure,